Everyone, welcome to Online Seller UK podcast. My name is Prabhat, founder at Online Seller UK. And today I've got another interesting topic, which is FBA versus FBM and how we can use data and AI to make smarter fulfillment decisions. I'm joined by Kabir, who is VP of a Merchant Success and Fulfill, which is a ERP built for modern D2C brands. And we'll talk about a couple of questions to go through and help you sell better. So Kabir, welcome to our podcast.
Thanks for having me. Very excited to be here.
Excellent. So I think it's good for you to introduce yourself, your company, and then we take it from there.
Yeah, I appreciate it. My name's Kabir Samtani. I'm VP of Merchant Success here at Fulfill. But what that means is I really spend my time with merchants, making sure that we are solving the right problems and helping you all run more efficiently. And Fulfill is an ERP, which kind of handles all supply chain, inventory management, order management, accounting for, we like to say, retailers at this point. Now you're selling everywhere, whether that be through marketplaces like Amazon or in store, direct to consumer, wherever you're selling, we're supporting you and making sure you're running an efficient business.
Excellent. So for those who are not familiar with the word ERP, which is obviously sounds very technical, um, and some people may know the word inventory system, right? So Amazon already got their inventory system called Vico, as you know, they've acquired that system. So let's start with that. So how do you define ERP and inventory? How do you differentiate?
Yes. So an ERP, enterprise resource planning, has a little bit more functionality than just a standard IMS and inventory management system. So not only do we help with the order routing and order management side, but we also deal with the fundamental accounting. So your entire general ledger is connected to those upstream transactions, meaning you have full auditability and can clearly see like the granularity of your reporting. You can run different lines of business. You can really slice and dice your data a little bit more easily because everything is connected. It's all in one place. You have a single source of truth for everything.
Excellent. Good shouts. Good shouts. So let's back to the topic. So with FBA and FBM, a lot of people do go with FBA because of how easy the process is and things like that. Why would somebody want to do FBM?
Yeah, it's a great question. I would say that FBM can really enable you to expand the product line that you sell on Amazon. So when you're sending FBA, obviously storage fees and there's some limitations to the types of products, so they charge you a lot for certain types of products. When you're doing FBM, you still get to keep the fulfillment in-house. And so you can sell your whole product line on Amazon if that helps, and then you ship it directly to the customer. If you already have your own fulfillment operations, also, it can just be cheaper and easier. So you're not maintaining two inventory pools and having to manage inventory across them. It definitely comes with some risks, but there can be some upsides.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we think FBA sellers trying to do FBM, so are you saying they need to do both parallelly? Is that possible?
It is possible. So you can do it parallelly for a single SKU. You can have an FBA listing and an FBM listing for that same SKU, or across your catalog, you can have some items that you do FBA and some where you do it FBM. And so you are able to do both at the same time.
Okay, excellent. So I'm creating two SKUs for the same product, right? In this case.
Depends. Oftentimes, if you are doing FBA and FBM for the same SKU, then yes, you would want to create two different SKUs. It helps for some optimization as well for those listings and maintaining the buy box, but it isn't always a need.
Okay. Okay. So from let's talk about accounting perspective on the FBA and FBM. Um so how difficult is the FBA side of accounting and how does the FBM side of accounting work?
So FBA is fairly straightforward in that they kind of handle Amazon handles everything for you. You see the order, it gets paid, it only really drops into your system finalized once they've shipped it. So it's following the revenue recognition principles anyway, because you're not really getting paid out until all of that is completed. So cash, revenue rec, all handled by Amazon. When it comes to FBM, if you operate like a Shopify channel or any direct consumer channel, it would be more similar to that, where you might get the cash up front, but you only recognize revenue once you ship the order. So making sure that you're following those best practices, especially because there's some time delays between some of those actions with FBM.
Okay, so as you mentioned at the start, your software Fulfill will handle the accounting part as well. So are we saying, so this is the ERP, we give the link to accountant, and that's more or less it?
I mean, I would love to say so, and in many cases it can be just like that. So let's take the Amazon settlement. We make sure we reconcile it automatically. So as your settlement drops into Fulfill, we'll book the fees, we'll book the reconciliation to what transactions you actually got paid out for, and this can also help when you're doing any of your audits of Amazon to kind of get any of the money back to see if they charge you extra fees unnecessarily. So we automate that piece, and that's kind of as you described, just send the link and that should be handled. But with any ERP, there is some work that should be done to kind of review and maintain the data. It's only as good as the inputs. So as long as your upstream ops team is keeping things clean, managing the internal shipments to FBA, tracking the orders, you should get clean data down to accounting, but you always want to have those checks.
Okay, absolutely. So let's talk about AI, so which everybody is talking about with everything we do these days. So with the AI, and how do you connect AI and making this smarter fulfillment decisions?
Yeah. So every day things are changing. I had a different answer for this last week than I likely will tomorrow.
Okay.
But as of today, the best way that we've seen brands engage with their data, one, if you're using something like a Fulfill, we have an MCP integration. So that enables you to connect your data to your favorite AI tool, whether that be Claude, GPT, Gemini, whatever it is. And then you have access to all of your underlying order and accounting data. So you can run profitability insights, a smart order routing, load balancing of your inventory position, all just by asking your favorite chatbot. Run the analysis on my data. I was on site with someone yesterday who had a gut feeling that the weather impacted their sales velocity. And so I asked Claude, hey, look at the sales data here, and can you tell me if the weather patterns in the local area are impacting sales? And it ran that analysis and gave me an answer. That would have been really, really hard to do before. And that's something that AI is really positioned to do. So giving it access to the underlying data in your source of truth can really unlock a lot of insights. Some other ways we've seen brands use it is to help with some of the manual entry into a source of truth. So obviously we try to automate as much of that, but having an agent kind of sit on top of and like update some of the records automatically based on emails you get or things like that can also streamline some of the workflows. So a lot of really fun use cases, but it's an exciting time to be in the space.
Absolutely, absolutely. So another question very quickly on one of the topic I had discussed this week is about the two SKU system. Okay, so we've got a FBA SKU and we've got a FBM SKU. So we with your ERP solution, will if there is any problem with the sales in certain SKU, will your solution be able to tell me that?
Yes. So what the best part about our solution is that even though you need two separate SKUs on Amazon side
Yeah,
or like
yeah,
listing management, you
yeah.
track it against one inventory item in Fulfill. It's the same actual physical inventory. You're just
Mhm.
tracking some inventory at FBA, some inventory at your warehouse. So it'll one make it easier to flag any issues, and two also make it easier to make the switch quickly. So if something goes wrong at FBA, you can easily now switch it to fulfilled FBM and vice versa. And not only with that, because we're tracking the same inventory item, we unlock a whole host of other Amazon functionality. So if your 3PL stopped shipping or messed up their inventory and you already sold it on your direct consumer website, you can now use MCF, Amazon's multi channel fulfillment, to route the order to FBA because we've tracked that all along the same SKU level. So we enable you to keep your SKU count in your actual systems that you're utilizing lower, even if you need multiple SKUs in the external channels, and allow you to be a little bit more dynamic in your fulfillment.
Excellent. So I think I've come to the end of this recording. So thank you again, Kabir, for your time today and talking to us. about FBA, FPM, and obviously about your tool itself. So if somebody, if they're interested talking to you and have an informal conversation about their situations with their inventory or, thinking about changing their ERP solutions and things like that. So where is the best place to find you?
Yeah, go to first and foremost fulfill.io, best place to check out ourselves and put in a request for a demo. Also, you can find me on Twitter, K Samtani, 595, and LinkedIn as well. So those are the best places to find me.
Excellent. Thanks again, Kabir, for your time today, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best for now.
Yeah, great speaking with you.
Thank you.